He was at least at age 54, so he was basically, that's a 45 years difference between the two.
So you have pedophilic disorder if you meet these criteria. So according to the DSM-5, Muhammad had pedophilic disorder, i.e. he is a pedophile.
Once again, beloved, I greet you and I welcome you to u.s.a Media. My name is Boche Steven, and you know for sure that whenever I get in my seat here, we dismantling those several assertions that has been made against Christianity since time immemorial. Well, I'm actually going to react on the program that went on between David Wood and Fadi. They were actually discussing the pedophilia act of Muhammad. Was he a pedophile? That's exactly what we are going to watch right now. Quick break and we're returning. You're welcome back, beloved. May God richly bless you. Yes, I think I've ever had a program about this kind of act of Muhammad, but I think most of you commented under the comment section saying sometimes I should just leave the discussion to go on, and after that then I comment on them. Yes, I'm actually going to do that for you. So we're going to listen to David Wood and Fadi.
Was Muhammad a pedophile? Modern Muslim scholars would say no, but the most trusted reference manual on mental disorders, the DSM-5, says he was.
Like, even if the person is attracted to grown women, if you're also attracted to prepubescent children, to prepubescent girls or prepubescent boys, you have a problem. There's something wrong with you. Now we have the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. This is the standard work right now in diagnosing mental disorders. So we're going to go ahead and read the criteria for someone with pedophilic disorder, someone who is a pedophile. But before we do, let's just recap the Muslim sources saying that Muhammad was sexually active with a prepubescent girl. Sahih al-Bukhari 6130 narrated, Aisha, I used to play with dolls in the presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's messenger used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, but the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. So Aisha and her friends are playing with dolls in Muhammad's presence. Any Muslim who's reading that would wonder immediately why she was allowed to play with dolls when dolls are images and images are forbidden. But we have the solution right here. The playing with dolls and similar images is forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at that time as she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. So she was a little girl, hadn't reached puberty. Let's read another passage from Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim 33:11. Aisha reported that Allah's apostle married her when she was 7 years old, and she was taken to his house as a bride when she was 9, and her dolls were with her. Also in Sahih al-Bukhari, number 5153, he ties it all together with what the Quran says. Giving one's young children in marriage is permissible by virtue of the statement of Allah, and for those who have no monthly courses, i.e. they are still immature, so this is talking about sex with girls who have no monthly course. They don't have a monthly menstrual cycle, and it's talking about divorcing them after having sex with them. And it says that the iddah, the waiting period for the girl, before she can get married again after her husband divorces her, the girl before puberty. So this is clearly and indisputably talking about prepubescent girls, girls who haven't reached the age of puberty. So you marry a girl, divorce her, then she has to wait 3 months before she can marry another guy, all before she's reached the age of puberty. So Muhammad and Aisha are supposedly examples of marrying and having sex with a prepubescent girl. She was 9. Then they'll say, but she had reached puberty. No problem there. She hadn't reached puberty. But then they'll say, well, yeah, it doesn't mean he was a pedophile. Well, let's go ahead and read the definition. Pedophilic disorder, according to the DSM-5. A, over a period of at least 6 months, recurrent, intense, sexually arousing fantasies, sexual urges, or behaviors involving sexual activity with a prepubescent child or children, generally aged 13 years or younger. B, the individual has acted on these sexual urges or the sexual urges or fantasies cause marked distress or interpersonal difficulty. Doesn't seem to cause some distress, but the first part of that, the individual has acted on these sexual urges. He certainly has. And C, the individual is at least 16 years old and at least 5 years older than the child or children in criterion A.
When he was at least at age 54, so he was basically, that's a 45 years difference between the two.
So you have pedophilic disorder if you meet these criteria. So according to the DSM-5, Muhammad had pedophilic disorder, i.e. he is a pedophile.
You see, beloved, that's exactly what I've been telling you over here. Yes, we all know for sure that Aisha was 6 years old, and also when she was 9, her marriage was consummated. Exactly at that age, Muhammad was in his 50s, and he had sexual relation with Aisha, and this is very much uncalled for about a true prophet. I'll be getting to me. Jesus Christ wasn't about all these stuffs. I'll be getting to me to say that it was very good moral act. Seriously, it would mean that you don't want to face reality. If you really want to face reality as a Muslim, I know for sure you having a daughter at age 6 or 9, I think you will never leave their hands in marriage. You will never do that. If anybody requests for their hand in marriage, surely you're going to abnegate that. How much more a whole prophet that you think you are following see with his examples? Seriously, that's very much uncalled for. It's something absurd. It's absurdity. I will get to him. So to say he was a pedophile or his action was a pedophile act, it really categorizes him under the under those that are of psychiatric conditions. And I hope you know what I mean by psychiatric condition, meaning the person was out of his senses or something like that. Excuse me, but exactly what that's exactly what Fadi and David Wood was discussing. And you see, so they cleared the air. People will sometimes say that Mary was also very young when Joseph had her hand in marriage. Seriously, whenever you come across Mary in the Bible puts woman. And for the Bible to reference woman, you go by the Greek that were used over there and all that about Mary. You get to know she wasn't a young girl. She was a girl of age, a girl that would be drenched into marriage. I'll be getting so sometimes, like when Muslims are getting choked, they try their possible best to create something so as to be able to protect Islamic orthodoxy. Well, we ending it up here. Make sure to make right choices as a Muslim. Yes, never do that, and I know you will never do that. Therefore, if you wouldn't do this, it really means that Muhammad's act wasn't something that is very much recommendable. It's something that is categorized under absurdities. May God richly bless you. We made it up here. Once again, make sure to help with your likes and your comments under the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Help in sharing this program to everybody. May God richly bless you. We're meeting up here someday again. Bye-bye.